Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid preview. This is the preview to Mallorca against Real Madrid away from home. Of course, this is the midweek. Not midweek. I was gonna say midweek because of obviously the middle of it's in the middle of the two Man City games, but this is the weekend fixture of the two midweek games. Um, in Laliga, of course, lots to get into. Laliga is finally back. We haven't been here in a while. We're talking basically about 2 weeks, 12 days, I'm gonna say. Obviously, since we last took on Athletic Club Bilbao, where Rodrigo, played really, really well and did win the game for us essentially. But we have to look forward now. Mallorca away, it's gonna be tough. This is a side that are 15th. They are 6 points of relegation. They're tied with Rayo Vallecano on points at the time of recording because Rayo Vallecano are currently playing Getafe. And yes, I'm recording this quite late. Celta Vigo already played their game and they lost to Real Betis. So going down there in the table, it's tight. Cadiz yet to play. They are hosting Barcelona. If they can pick up a big win, that would be very nice. Very unlikely, although they are at home, so you never know. And Granada have to play Alaves, who are 13th. So, but I think Almeria and Granada are both relegated anyways. I think it's down to 18th. Cadiz, Celta Vigo, maybe Rayo and Mallorca. I just think that although Sevilla have as much points as Mallorca and Rayo Vallecano, I don't see Sevilla going down. I mean, their squad is good. They've got players like Enesri, Ramos, of course. So Sevilla are too good to go down in my opinion. I think they'll pick up some points. They'll carve. They'll suddenly climb themselves back into the mid-table. You're talking 13th, 12th zone. Mallorca have a lot to play for, as we say, and this is a side that will want to show that they can obviously beat the big teams. Was what I was trying to say. Which I wouldn't doubt them because they're playing at home. Of course, the last time we played them, it finished 1-0, I want to say, and that was the game Rudiger got the header in. If I'm not wrong, I mean, I could go back and look, man. That was all the way back in at the start of January. Yeah, it was that game where Rudiger got the header. Start of Jan this year. So it's been 3 months. Wow. Now, coming to this game, let's look at Mallorca's form. I won't really dive deep into all their games, but I will take this game into big consideration. The Copa del Rey final, which they lost to Athletic Club on penalties, will be a big momentum swing in terms of the kind of fight back that they'll show. Are they going to let that defeat, disrupt their season now? Are they going to get affected by it? Or are they going to, in fact, do the opposite and bounce back now? Who knows? But the last home game in La Liga was on the 16th of March at home to Granada, which they won. They beat Girona at home. We have to remember that, right? They lost to Real Sociedad at home. They beat Rayo Vallecano at home. They lost to Real Betis at home. They beat Girona again, but in the Copa del Rey at home. They drew to Celta Vigo at home. And that's that for this new year. I'm not going to go into what happened all the way back. Although I'm going to see how they did against the bigger teams. They drew Barcelona at home. They drew Athletic Club at home. They're yet to play Atletico Madrid, I think, as well. So, yeah. Against the bigger teams, they seem to be able to pick up points at home. But against the weaker teams, they seem to not be able to do that for some reason. So, look, we have to hope that the Mallorca team that show up today will be the team that don't really perform and can't perform in games at home. But they might just be up for it, of course. You never know. As for Real Madrid, apart from the Champions League game against Man City midweek, Athletic Club, of course. Osasuna away, big win. Celta at home, big win. But before that, you're looking at games like Valencia and Vallecano with draws. So you kind of see a pattern there. Going to mid-table teams, we seem to not be able to, pick up the win in recent games as well. So it's going to be absolutely huge that Real Madrid changed that and actually pick up that big win away, because Real Madrid can do that if they really want to and they turn themselves on and show up. Mallorca, I'm looking at the same players. They've got Vidat Marici, who seems to always score against Real Madrid for Mallorca every time he plays us, for some weird reason. Sal Larin, they've got Dani Rodriguez, one player that obviously we'll be looking out for. Radonjic, Manu Molans, Samu Costa, Sergi Darder plays for Mallorca these days. Nastasic, X-Men City, if I'm not wrong. Pablo Maffeo, decent right wing back. And they've got Tony Lato, Mascarell, ex-Schalke, if I'm not mistaken. Jaume Costa. They've got, of course, Antonio Raelo. Obviously, we know what happened between him and Vini Jr. before. We've seen it before. You know, that intimidation of Raelo on Vinicius. And that will be a key battle. And we have to see Vini calm down. That hasn't stopped. This aggressiveness of Vini for no reason in games hasn't stopped. He has to calm down. You know, recently got suspended, obviously, against Athletic Club. Now that he's gonna be back, he has to calm down. As we always say whenever we talk about Vini Jr. playing. But I'm certainly looking at a Sergi Darder or Dani Rodriguez to be the one to unlock the midfield, to win the battle in the midfield. And then a player like Vidat Marici, you can never discount him because he just loves scoring against Real Madrid for some reason. I have no idea why, but certainly they have got players who can be threats, and we have to deal with that very carefully. But here is how I would start against Mallorca. Lunin, we know he's a starter now, and he will probably sign a new contract, which is still being advanced, and talks are still going. So that's good. We've got the back four. I would want to see Mendy against Mallorca, but I do like to say that I wouldn't be surprised if it's Fran Garcia, because Mallorca play a very defensive low block system, which a Fran Garcia will be able to unlock. And obviously Fran Garcia hasn't started in a while, I would like to say, and I just could see Fran Garcia starting actually. I want to see Rudiger and Militão. I want to see Militão come back in, even if it's for 60 minutes. You need to get Militão get going again, because if Militão doesn't play a single minute of this game, and then you throw him in against City, there's more risk of something bad happening in that game. Whereas if something bad happens in this game, touch wood, I'm touching wood right now, he gets injured again, okay, fine, at least you know that you have something to work with. Whereas against Man City, you're playing 10 men. You can't even have an option to work with something because he's not match fit. He might be fit, like, okay, he's back fully fit, but he's not match fit. So I think Militão has to get involved some ways. And I'll play Carvajal. You could see Lucas Vazquez starting, but I think if you start Fran Garcia and Vazquez, it will be very, very dangerous. You're putting yourself in a very uncomfortable situation. The midfield, Tchouaméni will miss City. Start him for the full 90 in this game. He'll get the rest anyways. I would bring Modric in, but I could see him starting in City. So maybe this spot goes to Dani Ceballos, which I just don't want to see happening. You could play Toni Kroos in there as well, but he did obviously start against Manchester City. And Fede Valverde, what a goal he scored again, by the way, against City. Unbelievable. The front three, keep it going, keep the rhythm, Bellingham was quiet against City, yes, but as I said before, he's not a goal scorer. He was never going to be the main man. Obviously, with the system we've played, It has helped him achieve, getting that amount of goals and assists. But that's not his main role. That's not his job. He's not a striker. And we have to remember that. Sometimes we think of Bellingham now as the goal scorer. He's not a goal scorer. He's a midfielder. And although he has been in positions to score goals, he's not a goal scorer. The goal scorers should be Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. And fair play to Rodrigo, 2 goals against Athletic Club, a goal against Manchester City. Keep him going. While Vinicius Jr., yes, he's been arguably the best player this season as a whole. Last few weeks, a bit more quiet. And again, he has to calm down. He has to not get provoked, not get into fights. Nothing. We saw the altercation between him and Grealish. Nothing. We don't want to see anything except for football from Vinicius Jr. We want to see football. Because when he's at his peak, when he's playing at his best, we know what kind of player Vinicius Jr. can be. And we need that Vinicius Jr. against Man City. We need a player that can, be the best left winger in the world, which he can be. And he certainly has proven that he can be. So, I want to see that version of Vinicius. And when you can play that version of Vinicius, you can get Bellingham into the right spaces to maybe score or assist. Rodrigo gets involved. Fede Valverde gets involved. You become a dangerous team going forward when you're attacking. But that has to start with Vinicius Jr. Because if Vinicius Jr. isn't, concentrating on what matters most, which is the game, no one around him will be able to work the same way. Because the team plays for each other. And that's how it is. Now, like I said, Barcelona have to go away to Cádiz. Girona just lost to Atletico Madrid away, so that means that Girona are now 10 points behind Real Madrid. Real Madrid could go 13 points clear of Girona, which will be huge. Barcelona, if they win, they will still be 8 points behind if Real Madrid win, of course. So that's going to be absolutely huge that Real Madrid win this game, of course. But my score prediction, I'm going to go with a 2-1 Real Madrid win. Not a high scoring game. Just take the 3 points. Go back to Madrid. Go back afterwards and prepare and think of that Man City game away at the Etihad. That is going to be a game that everyone will be looking out for. Because Man City, by right, are going to be favourites. And can you argue against that? No. They have the best team. They're playing at home. And let's not forget, last season 4-0. So, everything will be on Man City. But can Real Madrid win against Man City? Yes, there is a chance. But, of course, you have to take it a step at a time. So, Mallorca away and then Man City away. But let me know what your thoughts are down below. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the button if you did. Subscribe to the channel on already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.